Hi, welcome to Theme Park Cheat Codes, where we level up your Disney Parks knowledge. Tokyo DisneySea is often touted as the greatest theme park in the world, and with its stunning vistas, intricate details, and world-class rides, it's hard to deny. As there is so much to see, it can be easy to miss some of the smallest details, so in this video I will share with you 10 hidden secrets at Tokyo DisneySea. Number 1. The Transforming Volcano. Tokyo DisneySea has many different weenies around the park that anywhere else could easily be considered the park's primary icon. But that honour goes to Mount Prometheus. It's like DisneySea's castle if the castle at Disneyland had 10 3,000-pound rocket boosters in it that shoot flames 50 feet into the air. Mount Prometheus looks just as impressive in the daytime as it does at night, and can be seen from all over the park. But it can be easy to miss the 189-foot-tall secret that hides in plain sight. Mount Prometheus is expertly crafted with over 750,000 square feet of rockwork to transform to fit the area of the park you're viewing it from. From Mediterranean Harbour, it's an active Italian volcano, similar to Mount Vesuvius or Mount Etna. From Mysterious Island, it's the catalyst for the geothermal power centre, and an active dig site for those brave enough to journey to the centre of the Earth. From Port Discovery and Cape Cod, it's softer and covered with trees to turn it into a hill. From Lost River Delta and Arabian coast, it's a distant landmark yearning to be discovered. And from Mermaid Lagoon, it's a big volcano next to a mermaid palace. It wasn't enough for this icon to erupt into flames multiple times a day. The designers made sure that this weenie fits in no matter which part of the park you view it from. Number 2. Fish and Chip. Speaking of weenies, DisneySea has a magical castle of its own, with whimsical oceanic towers bursting from swirling mosaics inspired by the work of Spanish architect Antoni Gaudí. Mermaid Lagoon is the beautiful homage to the 1989 Disney classic The Little Mermaid, and the park's answer to Toontown. Outside, there are gorgeous views of the castle, as well as some fun rides, giving the land some kinetic energy. If you enter inside the palace, you'll be greeted by a statue of King Triton, with a declaration that he's inviting all humans to take a trip under the sea. If you peer over the fence and look beneath the statue, you'll see Ariel's playground. It's easy to overlook Ariel's playground as simply for young kids, but it's a magical place to explore, full of as much detail and storytelling as the park it calls home. You can enter Ursula's lair, sneak around a sunken pirate ship, and even marvel at Ariel's personal collection of trinkets in Ariel's grotto. The intimate space is chock full of gadgets and gizmos that you can interact with, including the statue of Prince Eric you'll recognize from the film. It's here where if you look up, you'll see the bottom of the King Triton statue that welcomed us to the kingdom. But there is another familiar face hiding amongst the thingamabobs, one from an entirely different movie. That's right, Chip from The Beauty and the Beast has somehow found himself amongst Ariel's collection. I hope Mrs. Potts knows where he is. Number 3. A whole new map. Sindbad's Storybook Voyage is a majestic attraction and serves as the heart of Tokyo DisneySea. Often described as a combination of It's a Small World and Pirates of the Caribbean, it opened with the park in 2001 to mixed reviews. The sets and animatronics were fantastic, but it felt too dark for families who were desperate to find things for their little ones in the notoriously adult-centric park. In 2007, the attraction was reworked to add the adorable fluffy sidekick Chandu, add an original song by Disney legend Alan Menken, and make changes to the ride, turning the once adversarial mermaids, giant and monkeys into friends for Sindbad and Chandu to make on their journeys. I could talk about this ride at length and likely will in a future video, but for our third secret, pay close attention to the map that Chandu is holding when we first encounter him and his owner. The map perfectly foreshadows the adventure we're about to embark on, showing the giant bird, the whale, as well as the monkeys and the Sultan's palace. When we see our tired heroes at the end of the ride, however, they now have a new map. This one displays giant sea creatures and Egyptian pyramids, as well as our favourite transforming volcano Mount Prometheus, and Aladdin and Jasmine taking a magic carpet ride through Agrabah. This is a fun nod as not only do Sindbad and Jasmine share the same port at Tokyo DisneySea, but Alan Menken also composed the soundtracks for both the Aladdin movie and the Sindbad ride. Number 4. A Wrong Turn. Inside Mount Prometheus is one of the most beautiful, exciting, and exhilarating rides Disney have ever made. Journey to the Center of the Earth is paced similarly to its American siblings Test Track and Radiator Springs Racers, starting with a stunning dark ride before launching on a high-speed, thrilling, if a little short, finale. Before the ride even begins, we board a Terravator, an elevator that takes us deep down below the Earth's crust, despite the elevator actually going upwards. From there, you're greeted into the station by enormous machinery working hard to continue the excavation, by orders of Captain Nemo. I love this little touch where someone is drinking a cup of tea. I hope they don't drop it. From here, you'll get your first look at the unique ride vehicles going by, with a scoop on the front to shovel through rocks and dirt to the giant tank on the back, presumably carrying fuel. After you board the vehicle, you explore the shimmering crystals that sing as they shine, the bioluminescent mushroom forest full of playful glowing creatures, until finally things go awry and you're face to face with the enormous lava monster, one of the biggest and most impressive animatronics in the world. In response to the beast's roar, the vehicles charge ahead and leap out of the side of the volcano before you can fully take the scene in. But if you take a closer look, you can see that the vehicle before yours was not so lucky. Next to the creature, half submerged in lava, you can see the distinctive fuel tank of the vehicle that was in front of you. I hope they didn't plan on seeing the night show. Number 5. Aunt Peg's Letterbox. The Cape Cod area of the park is most well known for the currently cancelled Duffy Show, which started the Duffy craze that Disney Parks fans across Asia and the rest of the world are well aware of. But this delightfully peaceful corner of the park has something else to offer, besides fluffy friends and mediocre burgers. The area's shop, Aunt Peg's Village Store, is full of Duffy and Friends merchandise, as many of the shops around the park are. But it's also hiding a nod to other Disney parks and characters. If you walk through to the back of the shop on the left, you'll find some pigeonholes filled with incoming and outgoing letters. These are currently addressed to various recognizable names and locations, such as Epcot, Shanghai Disneyland, the Disney Institute at Walt Disney World, the Grand Floridian Hotel, one addressed from Mickey Mouse at Walt Disney Studios Burbank, California, and one addressed to D. Duck, simply from Disneyland. They change from time to time, so be sure to check them out if you're lucky enough to visit. Number 6. Arabian Lights. Arabian Coast is the area of the park heavily inspired by the 1992 animated movie Aladdin. Here you can ride the genie on the caravan carousel, watch the genie in a magic show in the Magic Lamp Theatre, and buy genie stuff in the Agrabah Bazaar. There's also a Jasmine ride. If you look at the caravan carousel, you'll likely notice the huge central dome surrounded by smaller golden domes, and maybe you'll even be drawn in by the twinkling lights and playful sounds of the carousel itself. But what you're likely to miss are the lights adorning the building. The lights themselves have a large central dome surrounded by smaller domes. This could be mimicking the caravan carousel building, or it could be a reference to the Sultan's Palace from the Aladdin movie. Either way, it's a great example of a little detail that's had a lot of thought put into it. Number 7. Wobbly Croc. Lost River Delta is the area of the park themed around South America and the adventures of mid-century explorers. Raging Spirits is a pretty standard roller coaster in this area of the park, but like anything else at DisneySea, it has stunning set pieces, theming, and details that enhance the experience massively. The ride itself is chock full of fire, water, and mist effects, but there are also some great details before you even board the cart, such as these wonderful signs warning guests that the ride has a vertical loop, which themselves flip upside down to really illustrate the point. Our 7th secret is that this huge sculpture of some kind of reptilian head actually moves around. in a way that really sells the idea that it's being hoisted from above. This took me a long time to notice, and when I finally did, I honestly panicked for a moment thinking it was falling down. The movement is so convincing as it teeters and wobbles in a very natural and unrepetitive manner. So next time you're in Lost River Delta, take a look at this wobbly croc. Number 8. Wakey Whale. Back in Triton's Kingdom at Mermaid Lagoon, there's a trio of shops under the sea. Kissty Girl filled with baby goods, which I thought came a while after kissing, but there you go. Mermaid treasures with tools and jewellery, and the Sleepy Whale shop, which has some stuffed toys, snacks, and other who's-its and what's-its. The Sleepy Whale shop really stands out, as the Imagineers went all out, giving us not only the roof of the mouth, but also bits of shipwreck and debris that the whale has gobbled up over the years. But it's on the outside of the shop where you'll find our 8th secret. If you glance at the whale, it's likely her eyes will be closed, but keep yours open and you might see her open her huge eyelids and look around before drifting back off to sleep. This can be seen from both sides, so if you have a bite to eat at Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen, try sitting near the whale to get a great look at this DisneySea secret. Number 9. Magical Monorail. By now you'll be well aware that DisneySea is full of beautiful details and impressive set pieces, but the Imagineers also knew when to let guests see out into the real world. The fact that the park is right on the ocean was too good of an opportunity to miss, so they took full advantage. From American Waterfront or Port Discovery, you may find yourself looking out to the ocean and admiring just how close it is to the park. It may then dawn on you that you took the monorail to the park this morning, and the monorail went around the outside of the park. So, where is it? With ingenious design, from the sight lines to the water feature on the dam, the illusion that the park is right on the seafront is executed so well you completely forget that there's not only a monorail, but also a road between the edge of the park and the ocean. Number 10. Fuji Views. While we're admiring the views of the ocean from the park, you may be lucky enough to spot another iconic mountain. On very clear days, especially at dusk, Mount Fuji can be seen from inside the park. You can see it from the Hurricane Point Lighthouse at Cape Cod and Observation Station on the other side of the bridge. But without a doubt, the best viewing spot is on board the enormous SS Columbia. This replica turn-of-the-century steamship, one of the few boats in the park to not actually float, is fully explorable and provides a fantastic vantage point to look into American waterfront, but also to look out of the park to Tokyo Bay. It is from here where on a clear day you get a majestic view of Mount Fuji. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit subscribe down below and tick the bell icon so you can see when the next video uploads. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do that through our Patreon. Thank you so much to my wonderful friend B for supporting the channel over there. For Pixel Art Theme Park t-shirts, bags, and other accessories, please check out the 8-Bit Theme Park gift shop. The link is down below in the description. Thank you so much to my good friend the DisneySea for providing the beautiful photos I've used in the thumbnail. And remember, whether you're walking through the most beautiful theme park in the world or taking a stroll through the park, keep your eyes open for little details that might make you smile.